So one of the most common mistakes that a lot of these unsuccessful construction companies make is the fact that they think in the short term. How can I get a customer right now to cover my bills, to pay for the expenses? And even though I completely understand that it's really important to actually keep getting customers, and if you don't really have a customer at the moment, you need to think about that all the time, because how can you think 3 years in advance if you can't even get the customer to cover the bills for the next 3 months? So I completely understand that, but the mistake here is that they always continue to think in the short term. If you don't think 3 years in advance, then of course you're going to fail to build a system that allows you to keep getting customers basically on autopilot. So a common trend between these companies is that they would be completely dependent on lead resellers. And even though I'm personally not against using lead resellers, if you find their leads useful and if you can actually convert those leads, a lot of people have a huge issue with converting any leads from sites like Angie, HomeAdvisor, and similar websites basically. A lot of those leads are really low in quality and a lot of those leads are just worthless. So I know a lot of businesses that completely stopped using these websites, but I also know some businesses that basically made their entire business fully dependent on these companies. A lot of these companies are not going to work forever. And if you don't have a solid system behind you to help you keep getting leads, if these lead reselling websites stop working, then of course your company is going to majorly suffer. And of course that can be completely horrible. So that's why you need to think in a long run, like how can you actually build a solid system that's going to help you get leads for 5 years in advance. But another mistake that a lot of these unsuccessful construction companies would make is that they would expect to pay money for marketing but not be involved with it in any kind of way. And unfortunately, a lot of businesses that sell marketing services and stuff will just take their money. And they wouldn't really pay that much attention to the strategy that this company that they're paying is going to use in order to help them get leads. Like they would just pay them a couple of grand and hope that the whole problem is going to be fixed. But there's a lot of different ways you can actually go about marketing your business, and you need to understand that you need to specifically choose the right way to advertise your business. Otherwise, all the money that you pay can be wasted. For example, investing in a website is not going to be the same as investing in a website that's going to actually help you get leads through SEO, for example, or even through advertising. Just because you pay a couple of grand to have somebody build your website doesn't mean that the website is going to help you get leads. Like it needs to have a lot of these different factors covered in order to actually start getting you leads. So if you just think about it as I need to pay a couple of grand to build a website, and you pay somebody a couple of grand, it doesn't mean that that website is actually going to help you produce leads. For example, over these past 5 years, I built websites and I built these systems where we basically help optimize the website for SEO, build a new website, optimize it for SEO, and then help you show up on Google when people from your local area search for the services you provide. And whenever I do one of these projects, I basically always ask the client to be involved with us, to try and get as many reviews as they possibly can on their Google My Business profile. Because, for example, even if we can rank them at the number one spot, if everybody else has a lot more reviews than they do, then of course people are not going to want to call them. They would just call their competitors. So it's really important to be involved with the whole process. For example, I can help you rank high on Google, but if people go to your website and they don't see important information there, or they don't see any pictures of your work because you didn't take any pictures while you were completing the projects, then of course a lot of people would just leave your website because it doesn't look legit. It doesn't look as if you do good work, because if you did good work, then you would list it on your website, for example. Like there's a lot of these smaller details that people look for when they go to your website, when they see your company. And if you don't get any reviews, if you don't send us any pictures, and of course we can't build a solid system that's actually going to convert a lot of those website visitors into actual leads. And not only that, like even if people fill out the form, like when people see your work, when people see positive reviews, and when they see people basically endorsing your business and they see beautiful work, then of course when they call you, these leads are already willing to pay you to work with you, because they know a lot more about your company than they do a lot about these other businesses. So these leads are also going to be a lot easier to convert because you are more involved with the whole project and because you helped build this solid system for getting leads. Another mistake that a lot of these construction companies make is the fact that they chase shiny objects all the time. For example, they start getting leads through SEO. But then they're like, yeah, I want to try advertising. I want to try using this website. I heard about this new lead generation method that somebody else is using. Let's pay some money on that. Let's run some YouTube ads. Like, in order to get the best results from any marketing strategy, you need to give it some time, like 6 months, for example, and you need to be focused. If you use a shotgun approach where you basically try to as many different things as possible, you're not really going to get best results from those things, and you're just going to waste a lot of money in most cases. Like, this is not how it works. In order to be most effective with your marketing, think about the most common marketing methods that successful companies are using. For example, Facebook advertising, Google advertising, and SEO. SEO is more of a long-term marketing strategy, of course. And think about these common marketing strategies and think what would work best for your business. Get advice from people who actually know what they're doing. And then decide, what do you want to try for the next 6 months? And then, of course, if you do things this way, you have the highest chance of getting results from that particular method. So yeah, you need to be focused definitely on a particular method that makes the most sense to your business and that, of course, should logically work best for your company. But that's pretty much what I have for this video. I really hope it's been helpful. And if you have any questions, you can go to the website in the video description below, fill out the contact form, and let me know what you think if you need advice on anything. So thank you for watching this video and have a nice day.